Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at solving 1 and 2-step equations. And just a reminder, to solve an equation, that just means we're trying to get the variable or the letter by itself. And the way we isolate the variable is with inverse or opposite operations. So first, we add or subtract, whichever is the opposite, and then we multiply or divide. So let's practice that. So first, let's take a look at the equation 3 times x equals negative 24. I always separate the equation at the equal sign. It just helps me organize stuff. The next thing I do is I find the variable or the letter. And I notice that the only thing that's hanging on to that variable or letter is times 3. So the opposite of multiplication is to divide. So the opposite of times 3 is to divide by 3. So x equals, and remember to use your integer rules when you're simplifying each step. So negative 24 divided by positive 3, signs are different, so my answer is negative, and 24 divided by 3 is 8. So negative 8 makes my equation true. And that makes sense because 3 times negative 8 gives me negative 24. That's what that means to solve an equation. You're finding the number for the letter that when you plug it back in, it makes the equation true. So let's practice these steps a little bit more. Number 2, x divided by negative 2 equals 5. First, I split the equation at the equal sign. Next, I find my variable. And the only thing I see with my variable is a divided by negative 2. The opposite of dividing by negative 2 is multiplying both sides by negative 2. Now remember, that means 5 times negative 2. So x equals 5 times negative 2, different signs, my answer is negative, and 5 times 2 is 10. So negative 10 solves this equation. Number 3, I have x plus 30 equals 45. Split your equation at the equal sign. Find your variable because the goal is to get that letter by itself. So the only thing I see with that is a plus 30. So the opposite is minus 30. So x equals, and 45 minus 30 is 15. So our solution is 15. Number 4, x minus 40 equals 10. Split your equation at the equal sign. Let's find that letter so we know what to do the opposite of. And the opposite of minus 40 is to add 40 to both sides. That moves that away from, when we do the opposite, it moves the numbers away from the letter. So x equals, and 10 plus 40 is 50. So my solution is 50. Number 5. Negative 2 times x plus 5 equals negative 9. So let's split that at the equal sign. Let's find our letter so we'll know the stuff to do the opposite of. So remember, the first inverse or opposite thing we do is to add or subtract. Since I have a plus 5, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So I'm left with negative 2x. 5 plus 5 is 0, so it cancels. And then negative 9 minus 5, same signs, I add and keep the sign. I still have a number over there with the variable, the letter, so I've got to do the opposite again. The opposite of times negative 2 is to divide both sides by negative 2. So x equals, same signs, positive, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. So the solution is 7. Number 6. We have 4x minus 8 equals 32. Split that equation at the equal sign. Find your letter. And I see a times 4 and a minus 8. So we're going to get rid of that minus 8 first by adding 8 to both sides. So I've got 4x equals, negative 8 plus 8 is 0, so it cancels. 32 plus 8 is 40. Now I have a new equation. Let's find the letter again. So here I've got a 4 times x, so the opposite of times 4 is to divide both sides by 4. So x equals 40 divided by 4 is 10. So 10 is the solution to this equation. Number 7. I have x divided by 6 plus 4 equals 8. Split your equation at the equal sign. Next, find your letter or your variable. Same thing, letter and variable is the same thing. Letter is what I call it. Variable is the technical term. So I see a divided by 6 and a plus 4. Remember, we want to add or subtract first. So I'm going to subtract 4, do your opposite, to move it to the other side. So I'm left with x divided by 6 equals, and 8 minus 4 is 4. I still see numbers and letters together, so I want to move that divided by 6 away from the x. So the opposite of divided by 6 is to multiply by 6. So x equals, and 4 times 6 is 24. So 24 solves this equation. It makes it true. Let's do one final example. Let's do x divided by negative 2 minus 10 equals negative 20. So split that at the equal sign. Find your variable so you know what you're moving stuff away from. That's the side you want to do the opposite. So I see divided by negative 2 and minus 10. I want to add or subtract first, so I'm going to add 10, because that's the opposite, to both sides. So I'm left with x divided by negative 2 equals. So I've got a negative 20 plus 10. My signs are different, so I'll subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. Find your variable. I still see a number with it, so I've got to do the opposite or inverse of divided by negative 2, which is to multiply both sides by negative 2. So x equals negative 10 times negative 2, same sign's positive. 10 times 2 is 20. So the solution to this equation is 20.